Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can I just say it's a pleasure to be here this morning. I started by having breakfast in the sunshine and then walking over, ended up with a 50-metre sprint in the rain. But it's nice to see the sun's out again, and for all of the delegates that are exploring Auckland this afternoon, we hope that sun continues to shine. From a Qantas perspective, it's certainly been 12 months since last TRENZ, a period of transformation for the Qantas Group. We've made great progress in our strategy, and certainly already we've achieved some pretty significant milestones for the airline. On the international side of the business, we launched a 5-year turnaround plan in 2011, and we're working very hard towards that. But at the same time, we're also focusing very heavily on other parts within the Qantas Group portfolio, and that obviously includes the Qantas domestic business, the Qantas frequent flyer, and of course the Jetstar group of companies that we have. The strength for the Qantas Group has always been that we believe that a very strong, balanced portfolio is our best asset and is one of the strengths of the Qantas Group in what is absolutely a volatile global aviation industry. As Martin said, my area of responsibility is on the international side, and that's really where I'll focus on today. And firstly, I'd like to say a few words about the New Zealand market and our new partnership with Emirates, and then for any of the media, I'm more than happy to take any questions that you may have. As I mentioned earlier, we are in the second year of the Qantas International turnaround plan. The progress has been good, and already we've achieved many of the goals that we did set ourselves back in 2011. We've restructured our network to focus on global hub cities, Singapore in Asia, Los Angeles and Dallas in North America, Santiago in South America, and of course our new gateway to Europe being Dubai, Middle East and North Africa. During this period, we've strengthened airline partnerships, and that is one of the core pillars that we have within Qantas International, and that is clearly our alliances with American Airlines, with LAN, Japan Airlines and China Eastern. And clearly the partnership with Emirates is the latest and probably the most important step that as we really go to build our global network for our customers. You know, the one thing that we're unable to do is fly to everywhere that our customers want us to. And for us, our alliance strategy and working with key partners is an integral part of that. And Emirates in particular gives us and our customers now access to more than 65 destinations in Europe, the Middle East and North Africa, and that then enables us to focus very much on the Asian region. And the other element there is that it brings two of the world's premium brands together in Qantas, which has got a worldwide reputation, also Emirates, which is now the largest long-haul airline in the world. But I will return to Emirates shortly. Clearly, as we've been turning around the international part of our business, we have had to make some tough decisions, and some of these decisions are never easy and are some of the worst part of our jobs in having to make some of these calls. But you know, when we're having to make the decisions to withdraw from unprofitable routes and consolidating other parts of our business, such as catering, engineering, etc., but the bottom line is that we need to do it. We need to stem those losses. We need to make sure that the Qantas international part of the business is stronger than what it has been, and to reduce the losses. But whilst we've been making these tough decisions and getting the business back into shape, we've continue to invest and invest in where it matters the most, and that's in the eyes of the customer. We've upgraded our long-haul 747 aircraft to the A380 standard. We're receiving exceptionally high feedback from our customers on the product we've done there. And as part of the international turnaround strategy, we're upgrading our A330 fleet, which will predominantly be the fleet of aircraft that will be operating around the Asian region. A couple of weeks ago, we launched our new Singapore lounge, and that is an absolutely fantastic facility, and we're getting, again, very strong feedback from our customers. It's taken the lounge concept to a different standard altogether, and the comments that we're receiving from our customers is very, very complimentary. We'll be doing the same in Hong Kong, replicating the model that we've used in Singapore, and again, we expect that to receive very strong feedback. And of course, probably the most significant lounge investment that we'll be making will be in Los Angeles, which is key for our American network. That lounge will be commencing later this year, and we'll be tripling the size of that lounge in Los Angeles, so really important for us. During the same time, we've continued to invest very heavily in our customer service, giving our frontline staff the power and the tools to deliver a more flexible and responsive service facilities to our customers. Again, it's something our staff have asked for, and I think we've made great progress, and certainly we're receiving the fantastic customer satisfaction results, not only on the international but also on our domestic business, and that really is a great attribute to the quality of the Qantas employees. So we're very privileged to have such a strong team behind us. When I mentioned that we are turning around the international business, our half-yearly results in February, we announced that we'd seen a 60% improvement in the international part of the business, and that was part of a solid group performance. So when you have a look at the work that we're doing, we're certainly heading in the right direction. We know we still have a lot of work to do. We know that areas that we need to continue to work on, and I think the key is that we've got a relatively simple strategy to turn it around, and we are making great progress in relation to that, and the customers are certainly benefiting from it. If we have a look at Qantas in New Zealand, clearly New Zealand remains a very important part of our network, the Tasman, and here within New Zealand. We've flown here for over 50 years, and there is no doubt the unique ties that do bind Australia and New Zealand, and it has and always will be a very special destination for Qantas. The one thing that is consistent is the Tasman is always highly competitive, but we're also very comfortable with where we stand and how we are competing in that area. I think where we stand out from our competitors is that we have a very strong, consistent and easy to understand product, and that clearly gives us a very clear advantage with the business travellers. It's something that we're very proud of the service that we do provide across the Tasman. And we've now got the common fleet that we operate, the 737-800s and the next generation aircraft. And people, when they get on board, they know that they're going to be getting that full service experience, from in-flight entertainment to food to wine. It's all in the one fare. So that is a very important message for us, and one that is very important to the business market. We also continue to provide world-winning lounges, and of course the Qantas Frequent Flyer program that we are continuing to expand. Currently the number of frequent flyers is around 9.2 million, and that is certainly a very impressive program that we have in our program with the Frequent Flyer. As I say, the investment that we've done with the product, even this morning I was sort of winding our guys up saying that in the travel section of the paper it's Qantas ad after Qantas ad, and it's all promoting what we're doing. It is around that product, so it is that service that we are providing across the Tasman, and we are seeing good results coming through. So you can rest assured that the Tasman is very critical to Qantas, absolutely dedicated to it, and it really is an important market in its own right, and a part of our international network that, as I said, we have made tough decisions such as coming out of Frankfurt and the likes. But I guess that also brings me to back to the Emirates component, because from a New Zealand component, New Zealand has always been a part of those original discussions that we first had with Emirates, so right from the very start when we had our first discussions back in May of last year. But the regulators here and in Australia have made it clear that they also see it as a very distinct part of our relationship. partnership, and the New Zealand government is taking the time it needs to study our proposal closely, and clearly we respect that process. As you know, we have approval already in the Australian market and in Singapore, and we're currently waiting for the New Zealand regulator. But I guess I'd use this opportunity just to mention that some of the potential benefits of bringing this partnership to New Zealand. Firstly, there's the international connections. Under our partnership with Emirates, travellers in New Zealand will obviously gain access to the combined Qantas Emirates schedule on Trans-Tasman and beyond, the ability to fly on each other's metal, and clearly connecting New Zealand to Europe is going to become easier, quicker and more seamless. And of course, using Dubai as a hub is a fantastic facility, and with our new terminal where we arrive into Dubai, the terminal is the newest one that opened in January. It is only built for A380 aircraft, and it is a remarkable facility. So it is a huge benefit for customers on long-haul journeys. What we gave to the regulators in Australia, the ACCC, that we would absolutely maintain the capacity on the overlapping Trans-Tasman routes, and that was part of giving comfort that with our alliance that we would protect the seats that we currently operate, and certainly with the regulatory approval, we'll be able to work together with Emirates to provide the best possible schedule for our Trans-Tasman customers. And as I say, this in turn continues to feed into the longer haul network to Dubai, Europe, Middle East, and of course North Africa. Clearly, one of the other major benefits, not only from an outbound perspective, but also an inbound, and that's where TRENZ obviously comes into play, because there is no doubt that with the Emirates relationship, that we as Qantas and Emirates would be selling New Zealand as a destination across all of these markets. And that is a huge benefit, and certainly with getting Emirates to be engaged and selling the destination of New Zealand to parts of the network that they're currently not focused on, and clearly that includes Wellington, Queenstown, etc. So there is a very strong benefit for inbound tourism for New Zealand, and if we have a look at what we're seeing in the Australian market, we're seeing additional growth of Emirates and European customers coming into parts of Australia that they've never accessed before, and we're already seeing that. And we have a look at our previous partner and the additional seats that are being booked via the Emirates network. It's far greater than what we were seeing previously. So clearly there are benefits, and it's one that we would like to continue to push. Obviously, we were delighted that Tourism New Zealand were very positive in their comments around the Emirates partnership, and clearly if we get approval, we'll be discussing marketing opportunities with Tourism New Zealand. We currently have a 2-year partnership with the organisation, and it's one that we would look to develop further. And obviously, one of the other strengths for the customers around the customer recognition, and that's all around the ability to earn and burn frequent flyer points, the global lounge access that the Emirates network and the Qantas network provides, and other facilities that we've recently rolled out, such as chauffeur drive pickup, etc. So these are all benefits that the consumer will absolutely benefit from, and we know that the loyalty members, the frequent flyer members here in New Zealand, would welcome these new benefits that come through. But I guess that, with any form of regulatory approval, we would also have a look at working together to say, well, how do we grow the market? And if we have a look at markets that are yet not utilised, for example, Adelaide, Auckland, that they're potential routes that we could look to explore, and these are the sorts of things that we would have the ability to work with. But I guess the important thing out of this is that this is what I've gone through are the potential benefits, because at this point we actually don't have the approval. We've got no intention of preempting the government's decision, but what we do say is that we think we've got a very compelling proposition to provide benefits to the travelling public, and that's always at the forefront of whenever we apply for this type of activity. So I think we, as I say, we've got a very strong proposition. We look forward to hearing from the New Zealand government, and we are hopeful, but as I say, time will tell. As I say, it has been a very rewarding period for us. It's been a very busy period for the people, particularly in the Qantas International, as we've said, around transforming the business. We are seeing great progress. We are very much at the exciting stage of our partnership with Emirates. Enormous amount of work that is going on with the Emirates team in the Australian markets, in Europe, Middle East, UK, Ireland, etc. And clearly our message to New Zealand is very clear, and that is that we're very committed to this market. We intend to invest in this market. We want to grow this market, and we also look forward to getting a positive response from the regulator. So at this point, I'll wrap it up there because I've been told I've got a total of 20 minutes, including questions, and I don't want to get into trouble first thing. So I'm happy to take any questions you've got. I've been told I've got 5 minutes.